playing some Rocket League here. Only just came out the start of the month, so still got a few things to fix up about it, like servers and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's almost about there now. So I thought we'd have a chat about the NRL this week. It's round 3, so might go through all the games and give you my opinion on them. Oh, nearly went into that. So I think first up was Cowboys and Roosters of tonight, actually, a couple of hours. So Roosters have been pretty terrible, to be honest, considering how well they did last year. And for some reason they couldn't get a win on Saturday against the Raiders, who I guess are lucky to win that, especially going down to 12 men in the last 10 minutes. There's a goal, nice. Yeah, very disappointing. They had plenty of chances to get a field goal and they just wasted them. So, at home, Cowboys, you'd think would be too good for them. That's who I've tipped this week. Cowboys didn't play, well actually they played pretty bad against the Eels on Saturday as well. So both teams coming off a loss. But I think the Cowboys at home should be able to beat those guys pretty easy. So I've tipped for that one. Next up is the Bulldogs and the Eels. And the Bulldogs, they have been going pretty good actually. Oh yes, that's in, nice. They come away with a right on the 80-minute try. And the young kid who's on his debut kicked the goal to win it. So that was a pretty good game. I saw that one on the Thursday. Penrith were pretty unlucky to lose that one. And for the Eels, they're just not to say about them, to be honest. They had a good win against the Cowboys, but not too sure if they can go and win this one, especially with the Bulldogs in such good form and playing away from home. But we shall see. I've gone Bulldogs this week. Ooh, excuse me, mate. I'm trying to drive there. Ooh. Oh wow, that's a great shot. That. Have a look at this. Sets it up for this bloke and then just places it right in the top corner. Yeah, Bulldogs team on paper's 10 times better as well. Moses Mbai's been playing out of his skin lately. So I can't see Parramatta winning. So I've gone Bulldogs on Friday. Next up is Newcastle and the Raiders. And the Raiders have been, well, it's shocked me, but they've gone very good. I'm sure they're 2 out of 2. Yep. And despite both times being at home, I believe, I still think they'll be way better than the Knights, who haven't gone a yelp. Oh, they're already my tip to finish last. Get that. Oh, that was a bit of nice play there. Raiders are $1.60 and should win that one, you would think. Let's get back to this one. Problem with being around this ball here, bloody miss it sometimes and gotta kind of sit back sometimes and wait for it to come to you. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Raiders last week, you could say they were lucky to win. Well, I thought they were anyway, but fair play to them. They got their chance to kick the field goal and won the game, so... Knights, until they win a game, you can't really tip them, to be honest, so it's Raiders for me. Next up is Penrith versus the Broncos, and this one's pretty easy. Broncos are the form team of the comp so far, and my tip to win it. Penrith were unlucky last week not to get a result, and against the Raiders they meant that crash hot. So you'd think the Broncos would win that with the team they got, even though they're away. Ooh, that might be going in. Ooh, oh, that's one. Get around this one. Well, that's going in, is it? Oh. Alright, get an assist for that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Broncos for me for the second game on Saturday. Next up is Gold Coast and West Tigers, and Gold Coast, they did not play that well against Storm on Sunday night, and West Tigers have some, well, they're not young halves, or they're still young, but they've been in the NRL for a little bit now. They're playing well. Moses and Young Brooks. Get to this one, but it matters. Oh, goal. Yeah, West Tigers got out to a great lead on Monday night against Manly. Let them back in the game, but you did think they were the better side. Get back to Manly later tonight, but later in this. But yeah, West Tigers, you'd think they'd be too good. So we come away with the win in this one, 4-2. Oh, I got the MVP as well. Play another one actually. Yeah, and West Tigers in round 1, they... Where are they? Can't remember who they played actually. Oh, that's right, they beat the Warriors, which was a bit of a shock to some people. But yeah, this week against the Titans, that'll be too good for them, even though it's that Titans home ground. I'll tip them to win pretty, wouldn't say comfortably, but enough to not really worry as a Tigers fan. Okay, 3 more games to go. Next up is the Warriors and Storm down in New Zealand. And Storm fans, and they just have some sort of hoodoo on us. Don't know what it is, we just can't beat them, especially over there. Warriors are playing pretty poor at the moment, despite some of their new signings this year. And Melbourne didn't play that well against the Dragons on round 1 on Monday, but made up for it against the Titans round 2. So they haven't really played a good team yet, Storms. This will be their first test of a good team, if you think Warriors are a good side. So I think the Warriors might just grab this one on Sunday, especially against the Storm. They just got some sort of hoodoo on them. They are due a win, the Warriors, so no better way than in their first home game. And the bookies agree with that, they're the favourites just. So yeah, can't see Storm winning that one, but I will be happy if they do get away with the win. 2 more games to go. This one's at the Sydney Cricket Ground actually. Newish venue, but they don't play there very often. Oh, where's the defence? Get back. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, Dragons playing the Rabbits, and Dragons didn't play badly against Storm round 1. They didn't really do a lot, but you could say they're unlucky not to have won that game. And then in round 2, they just got absolutely torn apart by the Sharks. Kurt Mann, who was a former Storm player, actually... Ooh, nice to hit that one. Had an absolute shocker. But, yeah. I think the Rabbits will be too good for them. Rabbits have been pretty good for them, actually. I'm sure they're 2 out of 2, and I can't see Dragons getting this one. I'm pretty sure they might be one of the shortest price favourites, Rabbits, to beat the Dragons, so there's not really much to say about that one. Oh, I don't want to knock that in. A low scoring game this one actually, with 2 minutes left. So yeah, South Sydney should win that one comfortably. Remember, this is the NRL and anything can happen. Did I get a hit on that? I think I did. Oh, very nice. Watch this replay actually. That would have to be one of the slightest touch you can ever get. Alrighty, last one, and this for me is the hardest game of the round. It's Manly Seagulls, that Brookie against the Sharks. And Manly for me has been one of the biggest shocks. Them not winning games. That was terrible. They had some very good signings this year. And the big question is if... Oh, that's going in, not quite. Yeah, if Brett Stewart's coming back. He reckons he is. And that'll be a big in for them. If he can play on Monday. It's their first game at Brookvale, which is kind of tempting me to go them. So yeah, at the moment I'm still undecided. Sharks are playing pretty good. They only just lost to the Cowboys in round 1 and could have easily won that game. And on round 2 against the Dragons, like I said before, they absolutely tore them to pieces. So we shall see about that one. I'm leaning towards Manly at home. But, I mean, this game could go anyway, and that's the tightest game of the round. That is a terrible goal to concede late on in this game. Yeah, look at me not tracking back to help, typical. Right, so I'm just going to go Manly for that one, pray that I get it up, although Manly have not been very friendly to me in the tipping comp this year. Maybe they can help me out with that one. They're my predictions this week. Where I'm going to go. There's been a lot of roughies winning these first couple of rounds, which is quite common actually, with teams still learning to gel. Oh, and that's just going to do it, I think. 3-1. Yeah, that's not good. So 24 seconds left, we'll just play this one out. To get a goal here, it might be different. No. I think this is just a lost cause. We need one in the next 5 seconds to give ourselves any chance off the kickoff, and it's not going to happen as the clock runs down. Alrighty, and there's the end of the game. We got the 1 goal, which was good. But yeah, that's it guys. So, let's see how my tips go next week. I probably might put a video up next week discussing how it went for last week, and last week for next week. And yeah, hopefully should get half done anyway. Half correct. So thanks guys.